Time for some Kalgara versus Doflamingo here. This is one of the rounds I played from my adventure with Kalgara. Gonna end up taking second here from Doflamingo. Doflamingo does like typically to go first, though Doflamingo did not show me a Perona on one, so I'm completely happy with that. But hey, look at that. That's the first Nolan of my deck going to the bottom of my deck. For those who don't know, Nolan is a key card in this deck. And unfortunately, it's not searchable off of any of your searcher effects, though I already have one in hand. I actually got the full combo in hand here. Got the Kalgara into Nolan combo. Going to be a great play on my turn 6 to allow me to keep establishing bodies here. Doflamingo is going to go ahead and just swing 7k at lead, and flip the top card of the library. And it is a 9-drop Mihawk. Nothing coming into play here. I'm going to go ahead and take that 7k hit, and that feeds me an Ohm, which is the perfect play for next turn. We're kind of seeing Magical Christmas Land right now for good old Kalgara here, as I'm going to be able to play my Ohm into Holy, and then next turn be able to play Kalgara into Nolan. I am a little afraid of my opponent dropping a pudding on me at this point, because that would be absolutely devastating, as I do have quite a few cards in hand. We're going to go ahead and look at the top 5, try to find an I'm trying to find a Holy here. We end up not seeing a Holy. We do see a Big Mom going to the bottom of the deck. And go ahead and play that Holy from hand. Holy, nice little 5k vanilla body that we can kind of build a board presence now. This matchup's interesting, right? So Gravity Blade is a bit of a hard card to play against, as I do have constant targets in my deck. I think the only target not in my deck is the 7-Tross Big Mom, so Gravity Blade will be able to bottom deck anything else that I play. So I will potentially suspect Gravity Blades. I know I've been on the other side of this matchup here, and Dofi loves to see the Gravity Blades, especially against Kalgara, being able to eliminate an 8k attacker and a 7k attacker. Just for 7 Dawn is pretty darn strong here. Opponent decides to just go full send on Doflamingo, go ahead and swing 9 at lead, gonna go ahead and flip the top card of the library, and it is a Gravity Blade, so I know the Gravity Blade's coming, but that's not gonna dissuade me. I'm still gonna play out the combo next turn. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that big hit there, though potentially I should start prioritizing countering out of things, just for the chance that my opponent does putting me here, but I am kind of at that crucial turn where after this turn happens, I don't really care what happens to my hand, as I've done the thing. I did the thing. We're going to go ahead and attach 1 to lead and think about here. We're going to go ahead and send 6 at lead. We're going to use effect here. We're going to put a Kalgara into play, take the top card of our life, add it into our hand, and then we're going to send 6 at lead here. Opponent's just going to take it, not a trigger there in sight. We're going to go ahead and send 6k because I am at 2 life here. Did want to sequence it correctly to go ahead and swing 6 because of Ohm's buff, right? Ohm gets plus 1k if you're at 2 or less life. We're going to go and swing another 5 here. Opponent's just kind of taking things, which does make me very curious what kind of hand my opponent's looking at right now. Could be a handful of potential events here. We're going to go ahead and play out Nolan. Nolan sees my leader, sees I've got a Kalgara. He's going to gain me that nice, sweet life. And I'm going to go back up to 3. We're going to go and pass to my opponent. Well, we've got a second here. I will want to mention this deck was voted on by my community. We do often have polls going live, which allow players to pick what decks I'm running for potential content plays, and this was one of them. So if you enjoy having a little bit of control as to what you potentially see on the channel, definitely subscribe so you can be a part of those polls, and I really appreciate it, and I enjoy my community. We're a great bunch here at the All Blue Crew. With that in mind, go to my opponent's turn. Opponent shows me 7 Dawn. We know exactly what my opponent's going to do. Likely they're going to send 5k somewhere. It could be at my face, could be at my board. Likely going to go at Holy here, and then my opponent is just going to bottom deck everything. Likely what's going to happen, though. Opponent's thinking a little bit here. Could potentially have a different play, but I think dropping the Gravity Blade that they showed me the turn before is the play to do it. Opponent's going to go ahead and bottom deck my 2 biggest threats. And I'm a little sad, but I'm not too upset here. And then opponent's going to go ahead and swing 5k. I think 5k potentially is going at something here. We're going to go ahead and counter out of that. I think that was coming at Holy. Just going to protect the Holy here. Continue to have a board, as Doflamingo is showing me absolutely no board here. Did see a Gene Bay get used to counter out of an attack here, and I did ask at the end of the game, what was going on with that? And my opponent said they literally had no counter in hand. So if anything, that tells you how the rest of this game is potentially going to go. Sometimes Dofi bricks very hard. We're going to go ahead and play out a Kalgara, and we have another Nolan. We drew a Nolan off the top. And so we're going to be able to do the same combo yet again here, this time with a little bit of extra Dawn to work with. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go 6 lead here. All right, show me a 2k, please. I feel kind of bad seeing with Dofi bricking this hard. We got 2k going, and then likely I could just try to finish the game this turn, but with so many cards in hand, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. But this is kind of like the Christmas land for Kalgara again, just being able to constantly Kalgara into Noland and kind of putting the aggression on Doflamingo here. We're gonna go 7k with Holy here. Opponent's just gonna go ahead and take it, and we're gonna go ahead and tap the rest. We're greedy, right? We could have stacked a bunch on one of other characters, but we're gonna just play out the Noland here. There's no reason for us to attempt to go for to knock opponent down even further. Right now, I think it's just worth going ahead and filling up the board to potentially go for lethal next turn here. And opponent's gonna go ahead and draw, go up to their 9 Dawn turn, so not even a Kaido could save him at this point, as Kaido does cost 10. Potential Mihawk play, as we know they have the Mihawk in hand here. They could use the Mihawk to bottom deck my Kalgara, but I still have quite a few threats to put into play, so that doesn't really, that puts a band-aid on the problem, but it's definitely not going well at this point. Opponent's gonna go ahead and play 9. Gonna go ahead and play a Sanji here. What's on the top of the library? It looks like it is a Doflamingo blocker, allowing them to set the top 5 up, hopefully to set them up some better draws here. I'm fine with this play because, again, I have, you know, a 6k, another 6k, a 5k. You know, my ohm right now actually is a 5k because I'm back up to 3 life. I didn't expect to heal twice in this matchup and to be above 3 at this late in the game, but it's kind of worked out our way here. Opponent's going to go ahead and swing 5k at my leader. I'm going to go ahead and take it because I'm like, yes, you fed my ohm again. My ohm is going to be another 6k, so a free additional power boost here as I go up to 10 Dawn here. 10 Dawn with a full board. Doflamingo at 1 life with only 1 blocker. I feeling very confident in this play, and this is again, this is an anomaly of a match here. Just kind of looking at it after the fact, Doflamingo just not having what they needed to be able to build a board. Typically, Doflamingo is able to kind of fill the board and continue to bottom deck things while also keep pushing advantage, but ultimately, Kalgara can still sneak it out with some rush threats, but I'm not seeing any of those currently. I think this specific build I was only running 2 aces, which I think would definitely recommend going up to the 4 builds of aces here. We're going to go ahead and swing 9k at leader with Kalgara here. Opponent's going to just take that, so that does give me a free potential swing of even higher with some of my characters, but we're just going to go ahead and swing 6k here. And then I think we're going to do an 8 and then a 9 here. So we'll go an 8 with Holy here. Is my opponent, but the way my opponent's been countering out of things, it kind of led me to believe that they potentially didn't have it, and yes, they do not have it. They ended up sitting with a bunch of non-counter in hand, Weevils, Events, the 7 cost Mihawk. Very unfortunate for the Doflamingo player, but I was able to sweep the game away pretty quickly, and that concludes today's game. If you enjoyed this type of content, definitely subscribe and leave a like on the video if you want to see more One Piece content.